I'll gripe and complain longer. Please to me the adieu and kindly view me on YouTube.
And there we have it. December 7th. No sound. Oh, what the hell? Again? Wait. Oh, well, let me see if I can play that again. Let's go back and I'll play that one more time. But this time I'll turn the sound on. Let's see if it plays now. Okay. Let's see if that does it. If it doesn't, let me know. Sounds good there. Okay. All right. I'm playing it again just in case. Okay. Well, hopefully the sound went through that time. The video has no audio, only me. Still can't hear it. Really? I don't know what's going on with my. Could you guys hear the music on the timer? Okay, you could. Art's nodding his. Well, Mel's not here yet, so I don't know what happened with that sound. But anyways, that was the. He was thanking, ladies and gentlemen, of the House and Senate and the Vice President, and he says on yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a day that will live in infamy, we were attacked. Pearl Harbor was attacked by the Japanese, and that's what that was. And because today is Pearl Harbor Day here in the States, anyways, let me go ahead and, being that was a screw up, let me bring in my numero uno co-host. And sorry, Art, you're always first in, but you're always the second to come on. So here we go. Let's see. And there we go. All right, Mel. Oops. Did I bring you in? Yeah, here we go. All right. Okay.
Howdy, Lloyd.
Hey, Steve Mack just said they found 190,000 votes for me. So there we go.
Well, they need 190 million.
Probably, yeah. But
hello, everybody in chat.
I don't know what happened with that sound. The audio from my timer and startup worked, didn't it?
Or me, did you not? That I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't have my sound on.
Oh, all right. Well, let's go ahead and bring in the number 2 co-host. There we go. Yeah. Look at that, all Christmassy. Woo-hoo. All right. So, all right, starting with you, Mel. What'd you do today?
Well, I did some more 3D printing today.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah. I got.
Oh, the Kaiser.
That's going to be. This is.
Show that again. I got you on full screen now.
That's the full version.
Oh, okay.
And come out real nice. Details real good. And then here's a modified version without the spike on the top.
Right.
but there's a hole. The guy has a hole in his head where,
Yeah,
where the spike would have been.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's
One of the
probably
guys
where
down at
Lloyd's
the-
audio went.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
out the hole in his head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Art, did the clock work? Did you hear
Yeah,
all that?
I did. I could hear the music, the annoying music on that. Yeah.
Yeah, it would work, but I don't know how's my sound? Do I sound all right, guys?
Yeah, you
Yep.
sound good.
Sounds good. Art
Okay.
sounds like he's in a barrel.
Oh,
And guys
How's
were
that?
asking, that's better. Guys were asking last night, talking about these things being coasters. So
yeah.
this morning and this evening, I've been setting my hot coffee cup on one
Yeah,
religiously, continuously, and
right.
no problem. So it makes a good coaster.
Makes a
Oh,
good coaster.
awesome.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Lloyd, I do
Yeah.
have another bit of historic news also on this date. Simultaneously with the Pearl Harbor attack was also an attack on the Philippines, Hong Kong, Malaysia, and Indonesia.
Right, right. Yeah.
It was a huge,
Yeah, it was a
huge attack.
massive attack, you know, and I think that a lot of the younger generation has forgot about Pearl Harbor Day.
Yeah.
I went out last night because I have my flag out 24/7. I have a light on it, so I can do that. And I have an 18-foot flagpole with a 3x5 flag on it. And I went last night, and after sun's gone down, I lowered it to half staff, so that brings it up. It'll be full staff when sun rises. And I did discover one thing: I've got to get a new rope. The factory rope that came with it was a cotton blend, and it's turned to white powder. When I went to lower it last night, there was like 3 strings was all that was holding it together. So I'm going to have to get a new rope here really quick. And
So is
It was like F Troop.
So you flew,
Yeah.
you flew it today at half mast.
yeah, I flew today. This is a day that you can officially fly the flag at half mast.
Yeah. Well,
I belong to a group that sends me a notice every time the flag is to be lowered. So they'd send it to me about a week ago. So I told Judy, I said, now we got to remember. So I went out last night. As I was taking out the trash, because our trash runs on Monday, I have to walk right past the flagpole. And I'm like, oh yeah, I better lower that tonight. So, hey, we've got another person here waiting. None other than the man of hope himself, Mr. Chris Hope.
Hey.
Hey, Chris, how you
good
doing?
to see you.
I'm that dingleberry that just wants to hang around. Got
Oh.
you, Art.
So, are you on the road again, Chris?
Yeah, on the road again.
Okay.
Need to up your volume
Wants to more
just a
trip
bit,
out with
Chris.
Yeah, raise your volume up just a tad.
There's no raising. It is what it is.
Well,
Oh.
stand a little closer to the mic.
you're
Now,
gonna.
there, Art.
You might get some some confused people today, Lloyd.
Why?
Well, those that didn't know the real reason that you had your flag at half mast may have thought you had it at half mast to show respect for those lost to Kona.
Kona.
Yeah, Governor Como
Oh, yeah.
ordered
Yeah.
Oh,
the flags
yes.
to be flown at half mast to show respect to the Corona victim.
Victims.
Oh, yeah, that he killed it, the old folks. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
he lowered the flag to half staff. So
Yeah.
you know what happened today when I saw all the flags at half staff? I was like, well, now
Why are they
wonder-
doing it?
I wonder if there's a real reason or if it's something goofy.
No,
Or,
there's
I wonder if they're doing it for the real reason or if there's something goofy.
Yeah.
And so I Googled it,
right.
and that's when I found out that Como ordered all the state office buildings and everything
Right.
to fly their flag at half-mast, not because of frickin' Pearl Harbor, the
But because
communist
of-
rat
yeah.
bastards.
And that would have only been in effect in New York, anyways, if it was a regular day. But because he can't order, only the president or the Congress can order nationwide.
My point is, the day that he chose to do
The
it
deal was December 7th. Yeah,
is the day that
the little that should live.
They should have
in
been.
infamy.
They should have
Yeah.
been lowered anyway. So he's mixing it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, it'd be like doing it on 9/11.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So anyway, y'all get what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I get what you're saying. You're right, and that's too bad. But a lot of the younger people don't know what Pearl Harbor Day is, or not even aware of it. I remember my mom and dad, or my mom and my uncle, telling me some stories about what they did on Pearl Harbor. Mom had, I think she'd gone to church that day and come home, and I don't remember what time it was when it was announced, but that's when she heard the Day of Infamy, which would have been the 8th. But when she heard that speech, and that was where he was actually, that was just a small part of it, and I don't know why the sound didn't work, but there was it's like an 8-minute, 9-minute long speech. What?
I'm sorry. Keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt you with my laughter. Agent
Oh,
K
that's all
says,
right.
I order everyone to stop at red lights to show respect for all the dead people that voted.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. Yeah, yeah. Which I'm still asking for a recount on those.
Yeah,
But-
because you definitely got gypped on those.
Oh, I did. Yeah. But hey, you know what I haven't done? Let's get busy here, and I'll start welcoming everybody. I haven't done that. So we've got drone shots. Jody, Agent K, Artco is here again as usual. Steve Mack, Rick Halber, who is out of the hospital, I'm glad to say. Let's see, Bob Casey. Who else we got here? Agent K. Oh, God. Art, do you have problem with being stalked by that 400 AGL guy?
Oh, don't tell me he's here.
He is. I don't know why. Okay. Let's see. Rick Halber, Steve Mack, Grant, Mr. Stay Drunk.
Yep.
That's he goes by the name Mr. Stay Drunk, but I think I've only seen him drunk twice in the 20 plus years I've known him. At least I've only seen him drunk on the internet twice.
Right after
And,
he
he-
ate some Vegemite.
Yeah, probably. Anyways, we got Mr. Hope. You're here. Recovery
Mr.
drone. Recovery One drone. I got to read that whole name.
Yep, that's
And
right. Yeah.
Help at
Bob
Home
Casey.
Gym.
Helping Home Gym.
Yeah.
Just call him Rod there, Lloyd. R-O-D, Rod. Recovery
Rod?
One. Rod.
Okay. Oh, there you go. Recovery One drone rod. Yeah. Oh, don't confuse me, Mel. Speaking of, we've got Ron Lockwood. I was just thinking about you, Ron. I went back and saw a little bit of that video from Saturday or Friday that you did with Matt. Oh my God, you were looking rough. You look like you were feeling rough too. Let's see. So we got Ron Lockwood. Who else have we? Is there anybody I've missed? I don't think I have. All right.
Nope.
Okay. So the plan for tonight. Well,
Okay.
there isn't one as usual. And so, Chris, what are you doing? You're on the road again. So, where are you at now? Back up at the other office or the
Yeah, I'm
other?
up here in Graham, Texas tonight.
Yeah.
Working at our other facility, doing a little pipeline integrity work, and
Okay.
do our monthly pigging in the morning.
Doing the monthly what?
Pigging, P-I-G-G. Just like I said, we run
Oh, pigging.
pigs through
Pigging.
the pipelines once a
Pig.
month.
Oh, okay. All right. That's what I thought he said, but I was thinking pigging. So isn't that those small ropes they used to tie around when you're roping a calf roping.
And
Yeah.
while the guys are doing that, Chris has got somebody out behind the office digging a pit because that pig goes in the pit about 2 o'clock. Comes out about 6 with a bunch of cold Budweiser
Hello,
around it.
Greg.
I saw you say "Hello World" and I looked down and just could see this little
The
shine
reflection.
coming from down. Yeah, his reflection. Yeah. Oh,
I
hey,
just
Greg.
popped in with a quick question. You said
Yeah.
there were lots of people, dead people, voting in the elections.
Yeah.
How many times did you vote? See you, Lloyd.
There you go. There you go. You deserve that.
No, I'll stay
Yeah.
for a few minutes.
Yeah.
I couldn't resist that one.
Well, Greg called me just as we were getting ready to get started, and I hadn't tested that video about the sound, but we did some changes on my mic setup a little bit, and
Yeah.
I think, is it sounding better? Greg, did the music sound okay?
The music sounded better. Next time, try that stereo setting and see if that does the final bit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened with the sound from the December 7th speech. I don't know why it didn't play, but oh well. It was
Lloyd, you
just
got bits of glass on
You
your.
got to clear your bits.
yeah, there we go. I forget I
There
got to
you
do
go.
that on this. I can't really see it because I'm looking at. I mean, I got the screen all reduced. This way I'm at least looking at the camera, but
Absolutely, Agent K. Absolutely.
no agent. Well, you could blame Wirecast, but I'm not using Wirecast. I'm using vMix, and blame it on StreamYard. I don't know. It's got weird settings. You got to make sure you get them right.
Speaking of, it's not Wirecast. Can I have a minute or two just to
Sure.
share the
Sure,
Wirecast
go-
story?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Greg, go ahead.
Um,
Don't
so
let us stop you.
very few things could stop this. So the story is Wirecast. Ken was using it first, and I saw what he was doing and said that'd be fun. And I bought a copy, and then I told him to buy a copy because at the time he was using a bodgy copy. Don't tell him I told you that though.
Right.
And I said, look, no, but this is my own personal principle. I
Right.
know if you get support from the company with the software, support them and they'll get more money and they can do new
Yeah.
features and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And so things went along and there were lots of bugs and there were lots of problems and there were lots of dilberts going across the screen. And those problems we submitted as bugs and all of that kind of stuff. And this kept on going along for a long period of time and they never fixed a lot of the bugs. But I eventually got a letter from them telling me that they think I shouldn't be using Wirecast anymore because I've reported too many bugs. They actually sent me a letter.
Yeah.
Telling
In
you.
writing.
You've been invited to leave Wirecast.
I've been excommunicated.
Yeah.
This is the Wirecast version of cancel culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In other words, our program is shit. We don't care. We're not going to fix it. Bug off.
Yeah.
Well, they've got
Bug
plenty of bugs, so they can send the bug off, definitely.
I
Yeah.
don't guess.
Wow.
No refund. You ain't got your receipts, so you can't get a refund, right?
So they won't refund the original software. They did refund my support and maintenance that I paid for.
Right.
They terminated that. They did terminate the original purchase, and but let's just say Greg knows how to reverse engineer stuff.
Yes.
So
And-
it's continuing to work whether or not they like it.
Right. Right. Well, they can't terminate your original purchase if they don't refund your money.
I actually say they can't terminate the upgrades because the original purchase was made in contemplation of the upgrades being available. So
Right.
they need to either refund everything or
Yes.
nothing at all. But
Yeah.
they don't see that argument and they didn't refund the original purchase.
Yeah. Yeah.
But here's the other piece of interesting information. I did the stats and I did the numbers and I had a look at how much in terms of forum postings that I did on their forum compared to their official support guy.
Right.
And I had more than double the number of likes per post than he did. So people like me more than they like their official support guy, yet
Yeah.
they're telling me, oh, all of your problems are these interesting corner cases that no one else has these problems, and, you know, they don't like it because I highlight the problems and they just don't fix them.
Yeah. Well, they've never answered me back or fixed the issue that I originally,
Sean.
sent in. So, yeah. Hello to Jeff Ellenberger and Sean Oz. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Yeah. The last thing I'll just quickly say before stopping is they terminated my account completely on their support forum. I can't log in anymore. They removed all of my posts from being visible on their support forum. So all of the other people who thought all of my information was helpful and useful information, all gone.
Yep, and they can't go back and
They're
look at
trying
it.
to erase every trace that I existed. So
We got
Yeah.
Well,
We
on
gotta
a
scrub
that
side
noisy
note, on a
ass.
side note, Greg,
yeah,
now I don't do a lot of the stuff that you and say Ken Heron does because I don't use outside software to bring it into vMix, like Skype and all that. So I don't have to deal with virtual nonsense. But I've not had one little problem with vMix. It's never locked up on me. I can't say that. It did lock up on me one time, and that's because I tried to close an input that I was using
Yeah.
during a broadcast.
Can I just say though, Mel, on that topic, right? The grass is always greener on the other side. I acknowledge that Wirecast has got a lot better than where it was, and they were probably, this far away from fixing up the remaining stuff and getting myself to a happy point. But instead of doing that, they went and
Yeah.
had a trash fire.
Yep.
Yeah.
Roasted
And-
at the stake.
Hi, Ron.
Plus,
But-
the other problem is you do use Mac, and vMix is not available for Mac. I think that's short-sighted on the side of vMix.
Yeah.
I
thought
agree.
they had a version for Mac.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Oh,
And they don't
They
have
do-
any plan of a version for Mac.
No, they don't even plan on it.
I wish
Which-
they had one for Linux. That'd be cool.
Which is, okay with me. They use real computers, and that's what I use. So I'm good with that. I don't have a problem.
Actually,
I'm
I have
sorry,
less.
Greg.
I
I'm
have
sorry,
less
Greg.
problems out of my
I won't
tablet.
buy it.
Yeah, I have less problems out of my Apple tablet in my iPhone than I do my PC most times. Although Windows 10 has been, there's no Mac support. Yeah, Ron Brown,
Windows 10 ain't
and welcome
bad.
Ron Brown.
Yeah.
But I think it's short-sighted because they're leaving a lot of people that are frustrated with Wirecast out. They
Yeah.
could be using vMix. I think that's
Yeah. Yeah.
Wirecast
Not-
has got a large chunk of the market simply because of the fact that you compare it to OBS. Well, there's no
No
comparison.
comparison.
no.
And
And
just might I say, Mel, vMix, if I was a PC user, I would still pick Wirecast over because the user interface in terms of the stacking, number one, and number two, the media library. Those two things are the winning
Yeah.
features. But anyway.
The media library, I have to admit, is nice. I do wish that was available
Yeah.
over here.
yeah,
but-
I wish we had that on vMix. If they put it on vMix, then that would be, but, and that's why I keep my Wirecast renewed, because the yearly cost of keeping that support gives me the media library. And, although I get that now off of Power Director too,
Yeah.
but yeah, there's, I don't know.
I'm okay with it. I mean, the media library is nice to have, and it's got some cool stuff. I have to admit that.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with trading that for stability.
Well, that's true. And you notice I'm,
Me personally. Someone else may not be, but me personally, I'm good with that.
I just saw
And-
Ron Brown said he always enjoyed using Wirecast. Ron, do you still use it? And if not, what do you use? It's been around for a long time. And you know what? Until they got to about version 7, it was rock solid and stable. But then, I don't know, they...
Then
You know what I think happened? Wirecast was originally created by another company, and then Telestream bought it and stuffed it up. I was going to say something else, but Lloyd wouldn't like that word.
Stuffed it up
What
means
word?
the same thing, so it's
Like
okay.
buggered it up.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't bother me. This is our. This show is one. I'm not monetized, and two, yeah.
Hey, Jeff.
This is kids shouldn't be watching my show. It's just that simple. But yeah, and I do want to say hi to Ron Brown, who has a show right after this. Is Drone Nation, formerly known as Xeno. When you go drop the Xeno Nation, Ron, that's a mouthful for me to have to say. You know, just change it to Drone Nation.
Get rid of the Xeno.
I think they did.
Did they?
I
Did they
think.
finally get rid of it?
I could be
Okay.
wrong, but I thought they did.
I hope not, because it confuses Lloyd.
But you know what, Chris?
It's
Takes
right.
That's a large thing. I mean, Lloyd's much easier to confuse than that.
Yeah, it doesn't take that much.
How long did I sit in the green room last week? 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah. You notice I got your. Yeah, that was. I was paying attention. I was been checking it because
It was 5.
I have the screen all reduced down so that basically I'm looking at the camera because this is right under my camera, so it gives the perception that I'm actually paying attention to the audience.
Hey, Greg, I don't want you to quit using Wirecast. I think it's the best thing since sliced bread, and I love what you do with it, buddy.
Yeah, speaking of which, global flying this week.
Oh, that's right. Plus, you
Until-
can't do it. Why?
Till DJI gets their Go app fixed on Apple.
Oh,
You
that's
know
right.
what? After Lloyd's show today, Chris, let's you and I chat because there are different apps that you can use to connect to your iPhone. I use one called iFunbox.
And
you can-
box?
iFunbox. It's
Funbox.
not X-rated. iFunbox. It's not X-rated.
It's not like
that was going to be my question because I
suppose-
saw the smoke coming out of Lloyd's hat.
Yeah.
Well, I was
Yeah.
sitting there thinking, is that like that? What's that other one that? What's that other app? Can't remember the name of it now.
Basically, the good thing about it, you can edit files directly on the phone that are part of the application shared files. And I think that may include the config for DJI Go. So you can potentially just edit the XML and change the RTMP destination that way. It's cheating, but it works.
Hey,
We'll have a look.
let me get with you maybe tomorrow when I get home. I'm out of town tonight.
Okay.
Or
And
you can
I
use
heard that-
Multizen.
I heard that if you use an Android device, it still works.
And it does. That's what I use. But I've got it working, and I'm not going to change it. Because as sure as I do, it's going to go to crap.
Right.
That's just
Uh,
a tough road.
Sean Oz says he uses a Funbox too. I'm not going to ask what. I'm not going to go down that road.
I'm
So
thinking
if it-
Sean
if
might
it-
have about a 35-year-old box.
You know what burns my
what
backside
she
besides
said.
a candle about 3 foot tall?
What?
The smart controller runs on freaking Android, and guess what? It won't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
I don't know why. I mean, they charge you a fortune for that smart controller, and then they make it so you can't use it the way you should be able to. That's just.
Well,
It's
you
a
can use it
dumb
the way you should be
controller,
able
come
to.
on.
You just can't use it the way you want to modify things.
Hey, Tammy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So what happens when you try it, Mel?
It does an error. It tells you it won't work.
Can you be more vague, perhaps?
They're fix
Yeah,
it.
it don't work.
Everything you need to know, he just said, is broke.
Yeah.
It's broke. I don't remember exactly what it says, Greg. It hasn't worked in some time. That's why I haven't used it in some time for live streaming. When I was doing the live streams for the guys in the mornings, I would use my 10-inch iPad tablet and my other controller. That way I could stream direct from the iPad tablet. But I'll fire it up and tell you if you want to know if Lloyd wants to mess around with that on the show. But
Well, I mean,
it just says not connecting or something, or the app is not configured for this device or some nonsense.
Well, this reminded me of a story of my son when he said, it's broken. My son used to, the one that's a cop. He has this saying that he used for years. It's broke and it can't be fixed. He had this dirt bike, and he did a lot of mechanics of his own. He was like, I don't know, 15, 16. He was 15. He wasn't driving yet. Well, he was driving, but that's when he stole our car. But that's a different story.
Right.
Anyways, he went out there and he didn't think it was running right, so he pulls the head off of this. This is a Yamaha. He pulls the head off of it and he starts taking it apart. And then he decides to put it all back together, and he couldn't get the piston back in. And he comes in and he's telling me, he says, "Dad, I got to get new rings. It's broke. They're sprung. It just can't be. It's broken. It can't be fixed." And he's just mad as hell. I'll go out and look at him. He'd never pulled a piston and realized that piston rings expand, and they're supposed to expand. So he didn't know you had to compress them to put them back down in there.
Well, that means he didn't know that you have to line the gaps up opposite each
Exactly.
other.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
my
didn't know
God.
any of that. So he just saw. He needed. He was
So
looking for an excuse.
he thought they were broke.
Broke and can't be fixed. Yeah, because they're sprung out now. They won't fit. Well, I just started putting them in place and moving them down and turn them out exactly. It's like, and I come in. I said, and he hears it start up, and his buddy was still out there who knew quite a bit about mechanics, but not that much. They'd never gone that far tearing something down or tearing something up. And so anytime my son's doing something, he stops for a minute and he says, "This just didn't work." And I said, "Yeah, we know. It's broken. It can't be fixed." And, he's 52 and he still hasn't lived that down. So, and, but when you said this was broke, that's what it reminded me of. The smart controller is broken. It just can't be fixed.
Yep.
So, anyways. Oh, well, that was a 3-minute story I managed to drag out for 5, so we're still 30 minutes to go on the show. Anything else?
And
I noticed it.
In fact, Greg, the last time I flew using the broadcast stuff was on one of your server flights from the smart controller.
So it worked before, and they broke it?
It worked with the Go4 app to YouTube before. And when they updated for the stupid Mavic Air 2 to the damn smart controller with the Fly app, it screwed everything up.
Oh,
That's when it
right.
quit working.
try
So it's because they converted to the Fly app.
Yeah, now see, if I went back to,
Go
I
for
think 3, if I downgraded the upgrades on the smart controller by 3 versions, go 3 versions older, it would probably work again.
Well, let me ask you. The new app, what's it called?
The Fly app?
The Fly app. Does that work with your older drones, or you still got to use the...
That's only good for the Mini and the Air 2.
That's what I thought.
That's the only thing it's good for.
Two birds is it.
Yeah,
And so that's all your smart controller's good for then.
both versions of the Mini and the Air
Right.
2. No, that's
Oh.
what the Fly app is for.
Oh, okay.
The smart controller will fly anything. It'll fly the Phantom V2. It'll fly
Right,
the
that's
big
what I thought.
Mavics. Yeah.
But I thought if they converted it all to the Fly app,
No,
they took away your... Okay. They just added that into...
They added that in.
Okay,
Two
all
minis
right,
there,
okay.
that's right.
Well,
Yeah.
they ought to make it where it gives you a choice where, like, normally they would say, or Are you going to fly this plane or that one? And,
Well, that would be nice, but they're not that smart. They're too smart.
Apple.
well, I know on the
It's like Greg. He's too damn smart. Oh, I'm sorry, Greg. I forgot you were sitting right here.
He's still here.
the
Got to
Go
admit,
4
Greg's
app,
one smart some beach, man.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
I resemble
Let's see.
that.
You resemble that? Oh, hello, Tammy. I see you're out there, and let's see
Yeah,
who
hey,
else
Tammy.
have I missed.
Matt Cundiff showed up.
Matt Cundiff, yeah, I saw him.
Matt,
Went to-
hey, Matt.
John pulled in the parking lot for a minute.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. You can fly the Mini One with the Litchi app and stream live to Facebook.
Sure. I can
Yeah.
stream live to Facebook with anything I want all day long.
Yeah,
Can't do it to YouTube.
yeah, I know.
I can
That's
stream
what's
live to
frustrating.
Facebook with all the drones, with all
Right.
the Go4 app. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They'll let you do it to Facebook. They just won't let you do it to Google.
Oh,
Hot Rod Daytona.
Hot Rod and Daytona just joined
Hey,
us,
Hot Rod.
yeah. So,
You know, that'd be a good workaround, getting Litchi to work with RTMP, custom RTMP.
And that's all good and dandy, but you use Litchi with a DJI product to crash your drone, and your DJI care refresh is null and void.
I'd love to see that in writing from DJI because Litchi uses the DJI APIs, and there is an API agreement that says that as long as you're using this, your warranty is good.
Really?
So-
really?
Yeah, absolutely.
how about that, Mel?
Litchi went and paid DJI to use their API. What do you think they're going to do it for nothing? Oh,
Ah.
sorry,
Still no
Mel.
ghost.
Well, there's been people that have
Yes,
been
there are people
turned
that
down.
there are gullible people that believe that as well.
Well, all you can.
If they've
what are you
been
going to
turned
do if
down-
a man looks you in the face and says, "I was using my Litchi app, and I crashed my damn drone, and by God, DJI, they won't do nothing about it."
Yeah. Well,
What are you going to do? You got to take a man at his word. I mean,
It's not because of the app, though. It's not because of the app. He may have flown it into a wall deliberately, for all I know. But Litchi itself uses the DJI API.
Right.
And by the way, that was a lovely, lovely accent there. Love it.
Yeah, I thought if a guy talked, if I heard a guy sound like that,
I do my best to sound like a hick when I want to.
well, and I was going to say, if somebody like that told me that, I'd look at him and say, yeah, right.
But I did know how to press his buttons, though, didn't I?
But just,
Great,
just
great.
like on the news, they gonna get the raspiest some bitch they can talk about that tornado that happened.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Did you
Sean
take your-
Oz was talking about
did you take your
Facebook.
feedback?
I've
Just
seen
don't
that.
use Facebook to log into anything. You lose access to all that. Huh?
Yeah.
If you-
Sean's
all right, when you
girlfriend had a
sign
Facebook account stolen this weekend.
Yeah, his girl got the Facebook account, and I've been watching the post that he's been talking about, and she lost all the pictures and everything. And if let's say you use your Facebook account let's say you download and add Twitter, and you can sign in and set up your own your own
It's you.
account, or you can set up using Facebook. If you sign in using Facebook and then a hacker gets hold of it, you can no longer use that account to log into your other accounts. That's why I always sign up or use my own email and password for each individual, like Parler, Twitter, all of those. You know.
Yeah, I make a
By
separate
the way-
account for everything.
It's your microphone, Art.
What?
It's
Here,
what?
too.
Mute your microphone for a few seconds.
Me?
No, Art. Yep.
Wow.
That is so much better.
The sound
I
of
tried
silence.
to tell him earlier.
We've got to figure a way.
He needs a noise gate.
See, Greg, those of us that actually wear really good headsets hear all that crap, and
I ignore it because I've gotten used to it.
Well,
Because
you're only using one ear too, right, Lloyd?
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I have the other one just laying down here.
Yeah, you're only
All
using
right, Jim.
one hearing aid today.
Thanks for stopping by. He says he's got to run.
Good night, Jimbo. It's easier to
Don't
walk,
run
buddy.
too
Yeah.
fast. Might trip.
His gain is probably too high. It could be your gain is too high.
How about that?
Or you got a
Well,
ceiling
a bit
fan
better.
blowing on you.
Anyway, it needs an adjust later.
That's better.
Or how about this?
No. Go back to the other one. Turn your gain down.
Hey, Chris, next time you're out that way, stop by that little dwarf's apartment with a pair of cutting pliers, would you? Cut some wires.
I got to go a whole lot. I got to go another 12 hours to get to that one. But, you know.
What's the matter, Mel? Don't you like the echo? My echo's
So, what's
not
your
working.
plan today, Lloyd? What's what are you
This
talking
is-
about today? Or
The
this
show's 3/4 over.
Industrial
Three quarters of the way
madness.
through, and I haven't. No, this is it. I'm just. Tonight's was.
I was by drone.
Hey, Mike.
wireless.
Yeah, we're talking about what you were talking about, you know, and
Yeah, you were the first constructive topic that came in.
yeah, because I just go by either what's in the chat or what somebody brings into the. Yeah, that'll work, Sean.
Yeah, I have an Autel Evo.
Hello, Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't want him to drop
one in
that.
the lake.
No, don't let him drop that one. That's a nice one.
Come through Fort Worth at 6
Yeah.
a.m. this morning, Ben.
Ron says yeah, that's this show. No agenda. Yeah. I have no clue what this show is about, Greg, simply because I didn't have any plans. So
He's had all week.
I've had all week to plan for nothing, and that's what I do. I plan for nothing.
And he does a great job of it.
But then nothing can be something.
That's true. See, we've talked about we've talked about apps and how to make them work or how they don't work. We've talked about Wirecast, how it works or it doesn't work. We've talked about vMix. You know, what do you want to talk about now?
Talked about Arch Mike.
We talked about Arch Mike and how
Talked about
nice it is when he
Chris
mutes
being
it.
on
Yeah,
a road
there.
trip.
Yeah, we talked about Chris being on a road trip. And we're milking
You
it for
just
at least
need a
another.
noise gate. You just need a noise gate. That's all it is.
He does, and I tried to set one up, and I'm not sure. I haven't researched it. My fault because he uses the Tascam like I do, and he does not have the. It could be in those settings.
Probably all he's got to do is dial it in.
Yeah,
There's this wonderful new technology called the on button. The on button for the
About-
noise gate.
Soft spoken, hard spoken. Off. How about that? Hard vocal, soft vocal.
well, you seem whatever you
Later.
did a little bit ago, you've quieted it down.
What he really needs to do is go wash his face.
Oh, like this?
Might be.
Does that sound
Oh
better?
yeah, he does sort of look like he's been sucking on a muffler, doesn't he?
I keep
Got that exhaust around there.
I keep picking on him.
Yeah.
He picks on me enough. It's
Here's
my
what we're
turn.
gonna do. We're
What
gonna
are we
vote
gonna do?
We're gonna vote on Arch goatee. Should he keep it
Oh.
or should he shave? Yeah, everybody in the
Okay.
chat, you say what he should do.
Another half inch or so.
Shave or stay.
Let go.
Shave or stay. There you go.
Yep.
Everybody needs to
Might
vote
be
shave or stave on
Blade.
Art's goatee.
Might
They're all started off.
Shave. Oh, Agent K is a stay.
Stay.
You got 3-1,
Look,
Sean
3 to
Austin.
2,
I got a
Thought it was
simple
dirt.
answer.
What?
We're now
4
in
to
December.
2.
We're now in December. Do you have Movember in the US?
Movember?
Do we have
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, we do have Movember. Yes.
Movember is over. Get rid of it.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. We got 1, 2,
Hey, Trevor.
3.
Ron says stay.
3 keep it's, and we got 1,
Ben
2,
says keep
3,
it.
4, 5. Like 5 and 5 that say it should
1, 2, 3,
you should
4,
shave.
5, 6. 6 shaves and 1, 2, 3 stays. Now 7 shaves.
Yeah.
No, well,
Okay,
Sean
let's do it
says
live.
handshake.
Hang on,
And then
let's do it live today.
Rick
Yeah, there
Halber
you go.
says it's got
Go
to go.
get your razor,
so
Art.
Rick Halber says
Hey,
it's got to
Lloyd.
go. So
Yeah.
Lloyd, have you got
Yeah.
the stripper music? Get it off!
Ben Cartwright says rigged and he demands a recount. It's Russian collusion. Yeah.
Okay, look, I'm sorry for using Dominion voting systems for this.
hey, and nobody
Yeah.
even paid me.
Yeah, I
You
know,
know?
right?
Hey, Art, you could probably take a pair of tweezers and plug out. Take you about 2 minutes or less.
Oh, oh, 2 minutes or less.
Steve Mack says, let it grow. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Well, at least something art would grow.
you remember what happened with Gremlins, don't you?
I'm sorry, Art. That was just mean. You just,
And my,
I think he's pouting. Are you mad at us, Art?
Dominion machines came through for you, Art. You got 847 votes to stay.
Yes, I wasn't alluding to that, Art. We'll just let that one slide over. I heard your comment, and
it does look better when you make it full screen. You can actually see it.
yeah, I mean, look at that.
When it's
Now,
when it's
model
not
it
full
for us, Art.
screen.
When it's not full screen, it looks like he just needs to go wash his mouth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. See?
That's all
Look at
right.
that.
You need to brush your teeth now.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have. But
Problem is,
but
there's,
it's got some. It's so bald spots and stuff. I mean,
That'll
yeah,
go.
well,
Well, that's why I don't grow a full beard.
Come on.
that's why I don't grow
Then
a full
I'd look
beard
like
either.
an Indian. It would be Apache.
Oh,
where's
Oh, my
where's
God.
your patum bing there, Lloyd?
yeah, I
Come
know.
on.
I don't even have it turned on. It's just, that's, yeah. It's too late now, but
That was
I'll
feral.
save it. Yeah. Now that we've
That
offended,
was feral, like his beard.
yeah, feral like his beard, yeah. Put your Santa beard on, is what
Should
Hot
I
Rod
do it
Daytona
like,
says, yeah.
Bob
Jim
Casey says, "Get that
put
peach fuzz off of
just
there."
some men on it,
Yeah.
darken it.
Yeah.
He uses
Your mustache is
he-
okay, but the problem is your chin whiskers are so white that you can't see that you got anything on there. It just looks like you got a
Yeah, and
dirty
I
chin.
know.
You need to call Jim Boyd and get the boys the men club going. He can
Yeah.
help you.
Yeah, there you go. That's what you need.
Yeah, so
But Lloyd was
Grecian
right.
formula.
Art, Lloyd said it best. Gotta say, Lloyd said it best. Looks like you've been sucking on a tailpipe.
It does. It fully does.
All right, let's make sure. Does it or doesn't it?
No. When it's not full screen.
Oh, when it's not full screen, you're
No,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now it
you're
looks
right.
like tailpipe shadow.
Oh, Art, thank you for being a good sport. I hope you know this is all in fun.
Or
Yeah. We
Oh, he
We
knows.
love
He's
you,
a,
Art. We
He's a
love you, Art.
comedian.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just like
well,
your
but-
mama said, Art, if they didn't pick on you, that meant they wouldn't like you. Or something like that.
You guys
pick-
are like distributors. Some are advanced and some are retarded.
Oh.
I knew that.
Oh.
There you go. Now you're getting with it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good, Art, actually. Now that we've offended almost every group we can, we got the Native Americans, those with disabilities,
I think
Comedians.
you hurt a few Republicans' feelings in, Lloyd.
do what?
I think you hurt a few Republicans' feelings in too.
Maybe
Yeah,
even
we
some
probably
yeah,
did.
probably some of them dead voters' feelings too.
Yeah.
Well, the Democrats were offended by every joke, even if it wasn't their group, because that's the way they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're highly offensive. I mean, offended. I always get those two words confused when I'm talking about them. But, and speaking of that, let's see. Yeah,
Speaking
go
of
ahead.
election stuff, like, how is all of the kind of recounty stuff happening? And has Biden commented on it? Like, The reason
Nope.
I ask the question, like over here, we see glimmers of proceedings and senates and congresses, and I don't know what they all are, but at face value, you have to say there's something of concern, regardless of your politics. Put the politics aside and say there's enough smoke to say let's get out the fire brigade. And if I was one of the people in Biden's camp, I'd be saying, well, you know what? I don't want to be tarnished as the president that everyone said was get in fraudulently. So let's, in those 5 states, call a re-election in those 5 states for the electors for those 5 states, and let's do it by consent, by agreement, and get all of the different congresses and everyone else to vote for that one outcome. But there needs to be one catch. You need to agree that the electoral roll that was used on the original election is the one you're going to use again, so that you don't go and stack the election.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It would be nice if they'd do that, but it ain't going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen, but
It's not going to happen, but his reputation is dead.
Well, sure it is, but they don't care.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
All they
That
care
was his
about
question.
is the power of control.
Yep. That's
yeah,
right.
Biden was thrown under the bus regardless, whether he won or he lost. He was a throwaway. If he wins under fraudulent things, his reputation's shot. Not that it wasn't already, and if he loses, so what? He was a throwaway, and that's what the Democrats do a lot. Part of why I think they did with
He's
Hillary.
more of a
And see,
placeholder.
they knew it.
Yeah, he's a placeholder.
They knew that they were going to do this last year. They were putting the plan together and putting the wheels in motion last year.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, they didn't come up with 250,000 some votes in 10 or 15 days. They've been working on this a while.
And Sean Oz says they just want Trump out of the club. He wasn't
That's
ever
all they
supposed to
want.
be there.
But you know what?
And,
The fact if Biden gets in, and Trump, if he does run again, he's going to be the biggest martyr ever, right?
Yeah.
He's going to just romp it in, and that's what they don't get.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, politics aside, I see politics in the US as a bit of the old movie Dumb and Dumber, because Trump, while he may have some good outcomes, his communication skills belong in kindergarten, to be blunt. And I'm not, but Biden's no better.
He's not a sweet talking politician.
He's
And
not a
that's
sweet
it.
talking politician.
He's never held
Even
office.
back,
and-
even back when he was running the first time, it was Mike Pence that was the professional speaking politician on their team. It wasn't Trump.
And that's fine. So he's had 4 years to kind of grow a communication skill, but he's got no filter between his brain and what comes out.
And
I mean, I'm a conservative. I'm a conservative-leaning person in my personal views, but I think personally Trump is. If I was an American, I'd still vote for him, because the alternative I wouldn't like. But I still would prefer if he could have a filter between his brain and what comes out. Not to necessarily change his opinions or his views, but the way he messages.
I so agree. There's been so many times where I'll wake up in the morning and here's this tweet from at real Donald Trump, and I'm like, oh my God, dude.
Foot and
shut
mouth
your
disease
damn
every single
mouth.
bloody day.
Yeah.
But
There was a
here-
while
here's
there
the-
that it was
here-
bad.
Here's the point, guys. He knows the press is not going to give him a fair shake. So this is his way of rattling their cage and making themselves.
I know. So that's what I've always wondered. Is it actually a deliberate tactic?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't think it is fully, but there's a
I
lot of
think it
people
is.
who've argued about it. I think it is to some extent, but there's...
Well, he's
No.
a businessman, and he's not a politician. He
No,
doesn't
he's
approve
not.
the way our politics are run here. He's blatantly honest, even to the point of hurting himself. As Sean Oz said, he shot himself in the foot a few times on Twitter.
That's true, Hot Rod.
All of us have that, but he knows what it takes if he pokes the bear, and he does it on purpose because it makes them show who they are. They get
And
so
I think
rattled.
that worked. I think that worked until COVID.
Yeah.
It
I
did,
think that
yeah.
was actually working. The problem, COVID messed with him a lot.
Yeah.
He
Right.
needed to turn off
You're right.
the
Greg.
craziness, whether it's deliberate or otherwise. He needed to turn that off and be the statesman who said, "Here it is. Here's what we know. We acknowledge the problem, and here's our plan, end to end." You know, not to put too fine a point on it. I got someone at my door. I've got to answer it. Let me come
that
back.
was your door.
Let me
You
come
know,
back.
I think they started the COVID stuff all wrong anyway. I think they handled it completely wrong right from the get-go. There should have been no shelter in place. I mean, we weren't. There's absolutely no reason for any of that.
That's up to the states. He
But-
left
Yeah,
it up
that's-
to the states.
But it doesn't know. They all followed the lead based on Dr. Fauci and the CDC. Every state followed that lead. And
Yeah, and
even that, if that lead would have been, look, this is going to be really bad. It's going to make some people really sick, but y'all just need to get it and get over it if you're going to get it. Let's get it done with. We'll be done in 2 or 3 months and get it the hell out of here.
yeah,
But
but
the Democrats turned it into a political machine.
they did. They took,
You know, today,
they
the
were losing
governor-
everything. They were
the
losing
governor-
everything. Go ahead.
California shut down, locked down again today.
Yep, that's right. Oh, and did you hear there's
And-
a sheriff in L.A. that's telling the governor to go stuff it?
Well, that's good. But you know, the thing is if they'd have let it run its course and just left it be, there may have been some people die from it. There may have been some people get really damn sick from it. But only 2% of the population, entire population in the country, has been a problem with it. Herd immunity would have been the best damn cure to get rid of COVID, and we'd be done with it by now. We'd have been done with it in May.
Can I just share this though, Mel? What I was saying before I went down to the door. I'm not saying Australia is perfect, but I did like the Morrison government approach of saying we're going to have a national cabinet, and all of a sudden, the premier in every state were having weekly meetings together with the Prime Minister, and they were working on consensus and agreement on various aspects of how to deal with the problem. The problem that I see in the US is that there was no national or no visible national coordination.
Well,
Right, so
Yes,
Trump was doing his tweeting, right? But
well, part of the problem is the way the states and this goes to the difference in you know, each state premier reported to Morrison, and they had these meetings.
No, they didn't. No.
Oh, they
See,
did?
this is the beautiful thing about it. It was a national cabinet where you try and get consensus, but some of them still decided to go their own way and deviate from the national consensus. And the ones who did that, for example, Melbourne, who decided they were going to go and do their hotel quarantine with security guards who were trained monkeys, all of a sudden they had a problem. Well, they deviated from the national plan and they screwed it up. And lots of people died as a result. Whereas the states that, were reasonable, went along with the national plan, we're in a good position. Melbourne finally cleaned up the mess, but nevertheless, it was leadership. And Bob, I agree with you that I'm tired of politics too, and I'm
Yeah,
sorry to be talking
exactly.
about it.
Yeah.
I don't understand Sean's statement, though. Sean said if the machines were indeed rigged, then no matter how Trump treated Rona, he would have lost. I don't understand that because the machines changed Trump votes to Biden votes.
Well, that's what he said.
Had that not happened, Trump would have had all those votes, and he would have clearly won.
If the machines were indeed rigged, is what he's saying. If what we're seeing, is turns out to be true, that if they were rigged, and he's not taking Sean's not taking a stance left or right, I don't think on this. He's just saying if they were rigged, it was rigged so no matter what the coronavirus, how he handled it or not, Trump was going to lose. If we didn't have the coronavirus
The
in this at all,
still went to Biden's
the
favor.
rigging still went in Biden's favor.
Got it.
You know,
I
if indeed that
misunderstood
happened,
that.
you know, that's what he was meaning. I understood it. So, and so
I misunderstood it. Sorry,
yeah,
Sean.
yeah. But you know, this whole thing, you know, I've talked about this before. We need to clean up our act when it comes to elections and how we set up our systems. We have to have a nationally recognized system that works and stays within the confines of the Constitution, allow, you know, states to decide how to present it. But we need to have, it's real simple, we have same type of software, the same type of machines, the same type of ballots, the same day, the same procedures, do all of that, you know, nationally. And now if you want to decide,
not outsourced to a foreign company.
right, and if you want to decide in the state that you'd
Can I
rather
ask
have
a
your
question though, Lloyd?
dog, yeah, go ahead.
Does that mean that there's potentially a single point of failure?
No, because if we did it the way some are saying, we would have observers and we'd have we could have a
you
single
said the
point
same
of
machines. If you've
All right.
got this, that's the bit that I'm getting at. I'll tell you where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I know what you,
All of our voting in Australia is paper based, no
Right.
automated reading, none at all. There's no
Just
automated
just
scanning.
like Canada.
And in every single polling place, you've got the at least two scrutineers, one from each party,
Yeah.
if not more.
right?
But they don't go and transfer a whole heap of honkin' ballots to one place, right? They get
Right.
counted at the place where the ballot is cast.
Yeah.
And that's
And the scrutineers get to sign on the little bit of paper that says, I agree with this result. I agree with that result, which gets faxed and stored with the ballots and sealed.
Yeah. What I'm saying is we could have for let's say for voting machines, we could have, let's say, Diebold that makes bank machines. They could make one type. We could have a Dell Computers make another. They would all use the same. In the end, no one manufacturer would make all the machines. We'd have multiple manufacturers, which would say, but we'd still have the same style of voting.
But tell
We'd
me,
still have
what's
the same-
the benefit of having machine-based counting? What's the reason for it?
I have no clue.
technology.
Excellent.
report
I'm
faster,
glad-
Let the media decide who the president is before the voting is even counted.
Okay, I think. Oh, Bob.
with the-
Yeah, we've run over time already. So
Oh, yeah, and someone else
Yeah.
is going on. But I'll just finish my last little point. If you've got it distributed so that there's individual polling places and they're all counted manually and you've got a single sign-off sheet, it's hard to corrupt enough polling places to make a real difference. You could do it in a small
Exactly.
number. But once you've got these big centres and you've got big honking machines going back into databases, I know enough about security to be dangerous enough to say, yes, single point of failure. You're going to screw it up as soon as someone gets in. But someone else has
Yep.
got a show on, and I'll shut up and I'll go away.
yeah. Well, and Sean, that's what I'm saying too. We need to have it so that no group is allowed to post the results until it's officially released by
Yep.
the National Election Committee.
Yep.
You know, and that would solve it. But yeah, before we go, because I know some of the people are leaving to. Yeah, Jim says the dead still vote in the United States, but
Just like Lloyd.
yeah, exactly. Let
Chris,
me.
when do you get to go home?
I'll go home tomorrow evening. Mail.
Have a safe drive, buddy.
Yeah.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
I'm going to real quick do some advertising here. Remember, I've got this. I've got this. That's the dad hat, and that's the back. No, that was the trucker's hat. This is the dad hat, and this is the back. This is for my conservative friends. This is for those liberal watchers. And remember, when I hit, 750, which I've started gaining again. I may have lost tonight, but thanks to Rick Halber, I will be giving this and this away. Or if I don't hit 750 by the time I show before Christmas, or arise, well, then I'll be giving it away on that, and I'll announce the week before. So, anyways, let's go back to this, and probably need to start finishing up the show. And hello, Bill. Well, for not having anything to talk about, we had a pretty good show tonight.
Killed an hour in about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Hey, as we leave today, could I ask people, anyone who does their own live streams, send me your channel links. I'm going to do something where I'm going to start cross-pollinating channel names in my own show. And in particular, I'll be doing it this weekend, which is the Global Fly-In. So that'll get simulcast on Ready, Set, Drone. Want to try and help each other to grow.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
fine, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
One more point. Over on the World War II channel, today they did a minute-by-minute account of Pearl Harbor attack. So go check that out.
Oh, wow.
I mean, so far I've watched about an hour of it, and I'm just watching the first wave of the attack on Pearl Harbor. They're using Game of Warships for the animation. Killer. Great. Go check that out.
A couple of my buddies Grant plays Game of Warship, and from what I understand, it's really good. So they're using that for the animation. That ought to be pretty awesome. So.
Yep.
And Chris, you go home tomorrow. You said you'll be home.
I'll get home tomorrow at about 5, 6 o'clock.
All right. And Mel, what do you got coming up? Anything exciting or?
I've got some things in the works that I can't talk about yet.
All right.
Top secret.
Top secret.
Yeah.
He's got the FPV system. The
Yeah,
DJI
that's it, yeah.
FPV system.
Well, it's not a secret no more, so go ahead and spill the beans, Mel.
Can't say he's got the DNA.
Actually, I'm going to go ahead and reveal it now. You guys have often wondered, and it is true. Mel, my friend over here, is really a seed of love.
Ain't nobody buying it, Lloyd.
Okay, well, I thought
You're not very convincing.
All I heard was blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, exactly,
And
right. Yeah, okay.
And it's Osita LV.
Osita LV. I've heard him called anyways. Anyways, I'm sorry I mispronounced your secret squirrel name. Osita LV. A seed of love, yeah. Maybe that's it. I've misunderstood. It was a seed of love, not seed. A seed LV. Thanks for pointing that out, Sean. I'm glad.
Oh. Hey, Sean.
No wonder I'm so confused.
Paybacks are a bitch.
You need to put that in your joke book or Art.
Okay.
That's a good one, Art. Yep.
Yeah.
You ought to steal that one.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, it's coming down to that time, and I'm going to go ahead and start the timer. I want to thank each one of you that was here tonight, and I hope we didn't run off too many people.
Those that were asking last night, these do work for coasters. They work with coffee cups for coasters.
And Mel, just don't tell us where you're planting that seed of love. Good night.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Strangers.
Sean Oz says, but for real, at the Grumble. Insta 360 1X free in time for Christmas. And Mel, you didn't win. So he's giving away. Well, I will make sure I pay attention to see if I win it.
Giving away an Insta 361.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, just send
Christmas.
it to me, Sean, because I'm going to win it.
No,
No,
you win
Art
everything.
cannot-
You cannot
Art
win.
wins everything. Art's cut
No,
off.
Sean.
Art's cut off.
He wins too much as it is. Yeah, you. I know your stature is low down, but you win like a friggin' leprechaun. You know, it's just not right. Anyways,
It's the old pot of gold.
Art, next week on Lloyd's show, you need to show up in a leprechaun outfit with a bucket of gold under your arm.
But Lucky
No,
Charms.
the elf.
Or with a box of Lucky Charms.
Yeah,
That's where he's going to get his box of Lucky Charms.
they're magically delicious.
Yeah. Okay. He won't win the mustache growing contest, that's for sure. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Christmas elf. There we go. We got our own Christmas elf in the drone community. Yeah. Yeah.
Okey-doke.
I got a picture
All
of
right.
an elf on a 2020 version of Elf on a Shelf. You want to see?
Yeah.
Let me see if
Yeah,
I
with a
can find
COVID
this.
mask or in the
Let me see if
jar.
let me see if I can find this real quick.
And my cousin got one in a jar. It was in quarantine.
No, this is even better than that.
It says fart on it. Fart? Who put the
Okay.
F in front of the A?
Right here, Elf on a Shelf 2020 edition.
All right, let's switch you up to her. I may not want to show this.
It's a Murloc.
It's
And
a
then
what?
a Murloc. And then
Murloc.
here's a real funny one for you for Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Gee,
Let's
all your
see.
beans, 13 cans.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. With those two low notes of the show, I will start the timer. Everybody, thanks for being with me. And thanks to all of you that were joined on the panel tonight. And thank you, Tinkerbell, for that.
That even means you, Greg.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna put this here, and you guys, your mic's still live, and I'm gonna start the timer.
Good night.
And
Good night, everybody.
good night, everyone.
Oh boy. Good night, everybody.
Good
Yeah,
night.
and don't forget, Ron Brown, Drone Nation, formerly known as Xeno Nation, which he said he will be changing at the first of the year to just Drone Nation. So. I'm not going to let the timer run all night because other show's going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the broadcast here and thank everybody. Remember what I say, be kind. Treat each other better than you treat yourselves. Remember, all lives matter, even the unborn. And God bless, God help the USA. We definitely need it. So thanks, everyone. I appreciate you joining, and y'all have a good week.